सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः। करारविन्देन पदारविन्दं मुखारविन्दे विनिवेशयन्तं वटस्य पत्रस्य पुटेशयानं बालं मुकुन्दं मनसा स्मरामि. Let's take a look at the Vishwavasu Samvat yearly Gochara for everyone. In this Samvat, all 4 major planets are transiting, which means there are going to be many changes. And all these changes would be mainly concentrated between April and May for everyone. Shani, who transits every sign for 2.5 years at once, is transiting Meena after 30 years. Guru is transiting Mithuna after 12 years in that sign, and Rahu and Ketu are transiting Kumbha and Simha respectively after nearly a gap of 18 years. So now let's take a look at what exactly these mean for every Rashi. For Meja, the Saturn transit is happening to your 12th house, which means that you're beginning Sadasat. This brings a lot of changes in your relationship approach and also your financial approach. You will be constrained in these 2 areas mainly, and this is a major transformation that's going to be carried on with you for the next 30 years. Many friends will disappear and new people will enter your life, but it will take a lot of time for you to get adjusted to them and treat them as a part of your life. So mainly 12th house is house of losses and terminations. These are what we are going to experience. Terminations are okay psychologically, they can be handled, but if it is about a serious relationship or partnership like a life partner or spouse, it is going to be really traumatizing. So we should not be taking any steps towards termination of any relationships by ourselves. We need to handle everything with a lot of wisdom. And when it comes to finances, losses are going to be incurred, so please do not lend any money to anyone. It will not come back to you for the next 5 years. And then Guru is transiting your 3rd house, which is a very good transit, which means that siblings will help you a lot and you will become a part of a very big extended family. And the boldness and your assertiveness and confidence is going to be boosted like the best in last 12 years. So this is a very favorable transit for all the people who are into media, stage, talking, marketing, etc., which involves a lot of oratory skills. Next, Rahu is transiting your 11th house, which means that you're going to land in abundant wealth. There can be some fraudulent transactions as well, because not everything is straightforward or honest with Rahu. Rahu is a shady planet. This is one aspect you need to be extremely careful about. And Ketu is transiting your 5th house, which means that with children and with matters of the heart, you're going to be a little bothered for 1.5 years from May. So in all, the transits of these 4 planets are going to bring you mixed results and a lot of turbulence, of course. But because you will have financial stability, it may not be really traumatizing as much as it would be otherwise. With the boldness given by Guru and with the financial power given by Rahu, you will win over everything. But still, it's traumatizing a little psychologically. So it's a mixed year, mixed Samvat Vishwavasu for Meja. For Vrushaba or moon sign Taurus, 3 out of the 4 transits are extremely favorable. So this is one of the zodiac signs of the 12 which has excellent results for this year. Saturn is transiting your 11th house of financial gains and groups and connections, which means that anyone who is into business or any other walk of life is now going to land in lots and lots of new friends. Politicians are really going to capitalize on this and extend your territory and extend your kingdom. Financially also, this is going to bring in a lot of changes, and huge amounts of money are possible if you retain it. And next, Guru is transiting your 2nd house of finances, again family and finances. So this is an excellent transit even to make more money and to keep the family also happy. There will be many auspicious functions and ceremonies happening in your house. So there will be so much of happiness that you never saw in the last 12 years. Family bonds get cemented and prospects of divorce also get eliminated, and that's what we should do. Rahu transiting your 10th house of professional excellence. This means that your profession is going to expand beyond boundaries. You could go international with your profession, or travel, that could be, or you could land in a job in an MNC, or a very big responsibility in an MNC, or you might open a branch in MNC. All these are possible. Foreign travel is certainly possible. And with Ketu in the 4th house, you will be mostly away from home, most of the time traveling. See to it that your mom and your near and dear ones do not suffer from your absence. This is what it is for Vrushaba. The Vishwavasu Samvat is actually excellent for Vrushaba. For Mithuna, Saturn transit is going to expand your profession into boundaries that you had never thought you would cross, which means that there is professional excellence and also there is a huge professional status upmarking for you. Many of you will land in excellent promotions or new opportunities, or maybe you will start on your own new venture. Guru is transiting your own sign, which means that personality transformation is something that cannot be done away with. There were some spiritual aspects of your personality that you had to treat or change, but it never happened. You kept on pushing it, but now there is no escape. The spirituality must be taken in whatever aspect or whatever respect. You must become now spiritual, otherwise the society may not really accept you. And the society and the family, of course, will need your spiritual outlook towards life for you to be accepted among them. Rahu is transiting your 9th house of fortunes, which means that there is a dawn of fortune. But this is just for 1.5 years, so you need to make the maximum out of this and not think that all these changes are going to stay for the rest of your life, which it won't. So now is a Raja Yoga or a regal status in profession and also your personality. You will be visible to the maximum number of people, and authority pictures and authority figures are actually looking at you now for a higher responsibility. But all this comes with a price tag, in the sense that all of it may not be really respectful as you thought. There could be some hidden terms and conditions always, because Rahu is a shadow planet. Any new responsibility or any new status comes with a tag, and probably sometimes a disgrace somewhere down the line. That's what you need to be careful about. Ketu's transit your 3rd house of valor, confidence, and extended family is really going to help you a lot. This is going to help you distinguish between who is genuine and who is not. But your boldness will actually surpass all boundaries, and it's going to be very, very beautiful, bold year for all the Mithuna Rashi people. So for Mithuna also we say excellent to moderate results. Most of it is going to be excellent. Now for Karka or moon sign Cancer. Shani is transiting your 9th house. This is not one of the best transit, but still it will be the best for you because you're ending your Ashtama Shani, which was the worst of 30 years of Saturn transit. You have gone through a lot of personality turmoil and changes and probably criticism that you never faced ever in your life. All that will now come to an end, and Saturn sitting in the house of your fortunes is actually going to make you a lot more comfortable in life and a little more confident than you have been in the last 5 years. But still, immediate results are not to be seen because Saturn is a very slow planet. Jupiter transiting your 12th house brings some concerns in your social life and your private life. This is because you're losing Guru Bala for the next 5 years. The next 5 years, in the sense, it is not so conducive for beginning new relationships or enhancing anything in a new relationship. The old relationships will also go through a phase of correction. There could be criticism, there could be separations, and some friends may leave you, some preceptors or gurus may also leave you. But it's okay. Unless the old terminates, new cannot come into your life, right? So this is a welcome spiritual transformation for you for the next 5 years, which is marked now this year for you. Rahu transits your 8th house, which means that sources of income become a shadow and a little illegal means may face you for money now. In the last 2.5 years, you have been extremely visible, and professionally you've been marked as one of the highest demanded professionals. But still now, people who have been shady and who have been actually looking at you and your professional success in a lot of bad ways now will actually turn to you and try to approach you and pull you off your good track. Now is the time you will realize who has been always true to you and those people who have not been really so genuine with you. Now is the time for psychological transformation, and some of you may also happen to go through some depressive cycles in between the relationship, traumatizing. So now you have to be extremely careful with whom you interact, and also you have to cement out all the important relationships with your life so that they don't wither away. This is the time for you to examine and a very, very deep introspection to be conducted on all your friendships and people in your life. Ketu is in your second house this year, which means that family and finances will be more important than ever before in the last 18 years. There's a time when you will have to look at what you've been ignoring for the last 18 years in your family aspect. It cannot be ignored anymore. You need to consider it. So in all for Karka, this is going to be a little tough year with a lot of changes demanded from you all at once. Still, it's not the worst. Somehow, it will be gotten through. There are other transits which will help you. You could keep watching our channel. Every week, we bring you the forecast and what is good and what is to be cautioned about. For Simha or moon sign Leo, Saturn is transiting your 8th house, which means you beginning now Ashtama Shani. Ashtama Shani is one of the toughest times in the 30-year Saturn cycle period. So this means that you need to be actually aware of whom you interact with and what you do with people around you. Ashtama Shani can be really traumatizing for people who do not really have actually cared about relationships or bothered much about whom you talk about and how you talk about it, etc. This is a time for personal transformation and a very, very deep retrospection. Health also needs a lot of care because due to psychological barriers or psychological weight, you may be having bad health and health issues may also creep up. Guru is transiting your 11th house, which actually reduces a lot of adverse effects of Saturn transit. Guru brings a lot of wish fulfillment that you've never seen in the last 12 years. So this is a time when there will be a lot of financial gain for you too, and also people from all walks of life will flock to you. New friends and new environments, certainly it's going to make you a very, very popular person. Finances also will come from friends and groups. For politicians especially, this is extremely important and extremely helpful. This will last only for 1 year. After that, it's going to be 5 years of no major luck for you. So just make the maximum possible of all the contacts and save your money. Because Rahu is going to transit your 7th house of partnerships and relationships, which means that many shady people will try to partner with you. Those people who have been watching you from the last 4 to 5 years will now come to you and try to partner with you in ways where they can actually pull you down, pull your business down, or actually bring a black spot on your career employment. So you need to be very careful about these swindlers. Otherwise, there are going to be major partnerships which might be signed with so many terms and conditions which are not all that transparent. You need to be careful. Yes, exotic partnerships even in personal life are going to be there, but avoid all sorts of temptations and illegal activities. Ketu is going to transit your own sign, which means that now is the time for you to call quits on many of the partnerships or friendships or associations which were never your type. Now you're going to be doing a kind of spring cleaning with very less emotion on the people you do not want in your life. Ketu transiting your own sign. Ketu is Kaivalya Karaka, we say. So now he brings solitude and you enjoy that solitude. Moreover, you want to be with very selected people and not everybody can actually match you up is a kind of feeling that you're going to get. Renunciation, solitude are what marked by Ketu transit for you in this year. So for Simha, Guru transit is going to be extremely favorable and all the other three bring a lot of changes and transformation. For Kanya, 2 out of the 4 transits are favorable. Let's take a look at Shani. Shani is going to be transiting your 7th house of partnerships, which means that now you're going to begin your Saptama Shani. Saptama and Ashtama Shani together are the 5 years where all your partnerships, including your personal relationships, are going to be scrutinized. They are under the radar of Shani. A lot of changes are required in your personality, and this will be demanded by a lot of people around you. The way you look at relationships and the way you look at people is now under the radar of Saturn, which means that there is many things you need to learn about handling people and interacting with people. This will anyway be brought about by you with the help of Saturn, but it's going to be a long period of 5 years for a complete transformation, and a new you should emerge. Guru is transiting your 10th house. This is an excellent transit in the sense that your professional boundaries expand beyond all sorts of limits. Many of you will get a lot of promotions, awards, recognitions, and also many of you may start your own new venture, or in whatever responsibility that you have, you may get additional responsibilities with promotion and a new status in your profession. Many of you will be identified as the emerging stars, and you might also be awarded. So in the last 12 years, what you have not seen as a professional will now be given to you in the form of awards and recognition. Rahu will be transiting your 6th house, which means that opposition to your work and a lot of environmental disturbances to your progress will now be hindered. You will be able to move forward in all respects, and this is going to be an excellent transit for you to also focus on your health, etc. Many of you may take to exotic exercise routines. Many of you may join some gym, fashionable hiking clubs, etc. And for all those people who have been into bodybuilding, adventure sports, and other types of physical fitness exercises, this is going to be an excellent transit. And Ketu is transiting your 12th house of terminations and Kaivalya, which means you're going to be eligible for emancipation. All the meditation and all the pujas that you have been performing so far are now going to yield you wonderful results. And this particular year, if you focus more on meditation and Adhyatma Siddhi, Mantra Siddhi is going to be granted to you. So Ketu will bring a lot of spiritual progress, but this is in solitude and reclusion, which means that you may be away from people. You may like to be away from a lot of people. For Tula or Libra, Saturn transit is going to be favorable and a little distressing. This means that there's going to be a lot of opposition now openly from all directions to your work and progress. This kind of opposition that you had never seen in the last 30 years will now have to be dealt with. Many people will be there will be a lot of opposition. Many people will be wanting to hinder. This is probably a karma returning for you in many aspects, because this is what you had given to some people years ago. Now you will have to go through the same thing, in the sense whatever you had caused might now come back to you, or there may be some new hindrances to work which you never anticipated, but they all have to be dealt with. So this is going to be a phase where you will need to learn to work with people, and not that enmity is the solution to everything. It cannot be. That's the lesson Saturn transit is going to give you this 2.5 years from now. Health becomes a priority because of the stress and other things. You might actually become a little weak. Due to this, a perfect health routine is necessary, but psychological barriers should not affect your health routine. This is going to be a little challenging, but still many of you may earn a lot of money. Because of this, there may be some motivational factor after all for everything. Guru is transiting your 9th house. This is an excellent transit, which means that for all those who are eligible, now there are chances of marriage, and also there are chances of progeny for all those expecting parents. All those who want to extend your family will now be able to do it. Jupiter transiting your house of fortunes is actually an excellent transit. This means that there will be a lot of respect in society also. But there will be many retrogrades through this transit, and hence it's not a continuous thing that happens. There will be some moments of break, and there will be some moments of retrospection. Nevertheless, Jupiter in the house of your fortune he has never been here in the last 12 years is actually an excellent thing, and this is last of those Guru Bala things for the next 6 years. So now you have to be married, you have to get married and commit if you are an eligible bachelor or a spinster. Rahu is transiting your 5th house. This means that psychologically, in matters of heart and relationships, there may be a lot of considerations need to be done. Rahu may bring you some swindlers, or Rahu may bring you some fraudulent people into your money circle. And also for all the students and all those who are actually not married and seeking for relationships or marriage, you need to be careful about who approaches you. There is something that they want out of you, and that is not necessarily a relationship. So you need to be extremely careful. And Ketu transiting your 11th house will mark you as someone who is different from the entire crowd or group. There will be a lot of interaction in the group, but still you would like to remain aloof, not getting involved with anyone. Or even if you want to get involved with people, it may not be possible for you to actually get involved with anyone. You will be a part of the group, but you will be aloof. Many new groups will actually be calling you. Their contacts will actually multiply, but still all these people will be indifferent more or less, or you might be indifferent to all these people. So this year in all, it's going to be a totally focused on couple of people who really matter to you, which may be from home, basically your ground of working. And groups will call you, but they may not be really helpful, or they may not be really so understanding as you expect. It's a mixed result for Tula. For Vrishchika or moon sign Scorpio, Saturn is transiting your 5th house, which means that there is going to be a lot of relief from the Ardhashtama Shani period that you had gone through in the last 2.5 years. This means that property matters and other matters of litigation, or those matters which had been actually traumatizing you, will all now end simply because your focus shifts towards something else. This transit of Saturn is not all that powerful, but still it is certainly very good for you because it's going to bring change from your Ardhashtama Shani problems. Jupiter transit your 8th house, which means that there will be a lot of health issues that you need to deal with. For all those people who don't have any critical health issues, there can be a longevity that is blessed you, that is you will be blessed with. So longevity, Jupiter in 8th is one of the results of this transit, and also extreme spiritual growth is another result of this, because Jupiter in 8th will bless us with emancipation. But still, there will be so much of psychological consideration, because 8th house is karmic house, house of karma. Jupiter here will actually cleanse up all your karma, and he will bring you good karma, which means you need to be extremely spiritual. The next transit will be of Rahu, which means that Rahu is entering your 4th house of home, assets and properties. For all those people who are into real estate, infrastructure, etc., there will be a lot of period of growth, and business will actually expand, as will your employment. But still there will be a lot of swindlers or frauds who might be attracted to your work and your property, etc. You need to be extremely careful about that. Mom's health may also suffer. There could be surgery to mom's health. Also, you need to be extremely careful about who you're dealing with in your house and your neighborhood. All those people who are into real estate, infrastructure, farming and also animal husbandry, these people will actually see a lot of growth, but at a cost. And also international nursery farming will also improve for all those people who are having that business or employment. Ketu is transiting your 10th house, will actually bring more and more expansion into your profession, which means that you will become a pioneer. You will have a regal status in your employment. You will be chosen as the leader in many of the professional responsibilities. Many awards will be given to you, and many of you will actually attain to a professional height which you had never seen in the last 18 years. So overall for Vrishchika, profession is what means a lot this year for you, and relief from Ardhashtama Shani will actually get your life rolling. For Dhanu, Saturn is transiting your 4th house, which means it's a period of Ardhashtama Shani, which is going to bring a lot of trauma regarding house and your assets, and also anything in life is going to be now different from what it was earlier. There may be a lot of stress in retaining your assets or handling all the assets which are immobile. Also, vehicles may bring some bad news, or there may be some new purchase of vehicles but with a debt or some kind of a financial tag there. Expansion is certainly there in house, place of domicile, vehicles, and luxury. But still, all this will come with a price tag, of course. Jupiter is transiting your 7th house, which means that for all those who are eligible, there will be marriage, or there will also be an extension in the family in the form of a new member in the family. New partners will actually come and bless you with their charm, which means that there will be a lot of genuine people who will be entering your professional sphere, or for all those eligible, there will be marriage, of course. So status in society will increase, but financially this is not really so different from whatever it was. There's only a psychological boosting. Even all those couples who have been contemplating a divorce can now actually forget about it. Rahu will transit your 3rd house, which means that your valor and your boldness and your communication abilities will now reach international standards. This will welcome a lot of new clients or a lot of new interactions and people to your circle. So for all those freelancers who are out there, depending upon your communication oratorial skills, this is going to be an excellent period. You can start your YouTube channel or any other social media platform. You will excel in this for the next 1.5 years completely. And next, Ketu is transiting your 9th house, which means that house of fortunes. This is going to bring a new dawn of spirituality into you. You never thought you could be this spiritual sometime in life, but now that's actually going to happen to you. So for Dhanu Rashi, 2 out of the 4 transits are very good, which means it's a mixed result, but still, because of your confidence, you will get over everything and make it a wonderful year for you ahead. For Makara, Saturn is transiting your 3rd house. This one transit is more than enough to win over all the opposition and all the hurdles in life. This means that Saturn is actually going to make you very, very assertive and extremely confident in all your endeavors. Siblings are going to help you. Your family is going to become extended. There will be new family members, and also neighbors will actually help you a lot in everything that you do. And then your communication abilities will reach new heights in life, and this is why you will be excellent in your work as well. Professional responsibilities and awards will be given to you. Jupiter transiting your 6th house of preceptors will bring some enemies from Guru circle, Jupiter's circle. So preceptors and bosses may be at loggerheads with you at some time. Openly opposing some traditional norms, etc., might actually be done by you, which may not be liked by some gurus. You need to be very careful. And also, some gurus who have been with you for the last few years may now leave you, but there will be new gurus attracted by you in the next year. You need to wait up till there. Health needs a lot of caution. Rahu transiting your 2nd house and Ketu transiting your 8th house. Together they bring some contemplative moments in your family environment. Rahu in your 2nd actually brings you extremely good moments and memories within your family, but still Ketu in the 8th will actually bring some karmic backlog which need to be dealt with. You never knew what you did for this to happen in your life is the kind of feeling that you may get, but still all that will be sorted out because Saturn is actually helping you tremendously. For Kumbha, Saturn is transiting your 2nd house, which means that the 5 years of Saturn transit are over. The toughest 5 years are over. Now there is an expansion in finances, there's an expansion in your family environment. Some of you may buy a new house, relocate, all these things are possible. Finances will also considerably improve from now on, though very gradually. Guru is transiting your 5th house, which means that there is going to be Guru Bala for you. So after 5 years of ill luck or less luck, now you're going to land in a territory of 7 years of just positive luck. There's no looking back. Professional success, personal success, marriage to the eligible, and also professional recognition to the eligible, children for the seeking parents, all these will now become possible. And also many new friends will enter your life who will be blessed to be your friend. Rahu will transit your own sign, which means that there is some or the other professional and personal transformation that you cannot postpone anymore. In the last 18 years, Rahu has not been into this watery sign, which means that there will be very, very emotional transits and emotional transformations which you will need to go through. Ketu transits your 7th house, which means that all your partnerships, be it professional or personal, will now have to be dealt with. They are on the radar of Ketu, which means that with the renunciation, with the touch of renunciation, you will look at all these partnerships and relationships. So this is going to make a lot of difference with the kind of people that you connect with. In the last 7 years or in the last 18 years, you have never been connected so much with spiritual people and the people who feel that the world is just another place where you need to be just a karma yogi. These kind of thoughts will actually appeal a lot to you, and your wisdom will actually attract a lot of new friends and new type of people who are renunciation bent upon, oriented. For Meena or Pisces, Saturn is transiting your own house, which means that you're beginning your Sadasat, the mid 2.5 years. This is where a new you will emerge, which is actually the foundation for the next 30 years of your life. Some of the transformations and some of the endings which were supposed to happen can now be dealt with, and they have been done with. They will never actually be back. The terminations that you faced or noticed will now be over with. Life will begin to roll on in a new dimension and a new direction with new people and new beginnings in your life. Jupiter is transiting your 4th house, which means that house and the place where you live will now become very important. There may be a change in it, or there may be an expansion to it, which means that some of you may gain 2 houses or 3 houses, or you might be actually traveling between a lot of places, and you may be on job all the time, which means that you may have multiple places of rest. And also some of you may get new vehicles, or some of you on job you may have to go without any vehicle or any house at all. Temporary place of domicile might be there for many of you. Relationship with mother improves to a very great extent, but some of you may have to be away from your mom also. Assets and financial matters will now become important, but they will be dealt with in a very good way. Not to worry, Jupiter will never bring any loss to any of these. Rahu is transiting your 12th house. This is for Pisces is a very spiritual sign, so there's a welcome transit for you, but still creativity will have to be dealt with only spiritually. Material creativity or material transformations will not help with this transit. There may be some financial constraint which you have been facing, which will continue, but if you lend any money, it may not return. So these 1.5 years may be a time when your money might also reach somebody else's hands. You need to be extremely careful if you're dealing with a lot of liquid cash and gold, etc. Next, Ketu is transiting your 6th house, which is an excellent transit in the sense with pure spirituality and with your pure determination, you will be able to answer all opposition and win over. As long as you do not feel attached or you do not feel connected with anyone who is actually trying to harm you, escaping from opposition or rivalry will not be a big problem at all. So Ketu, Kaivalya Karaka in your 6th will actually just help you ignore all the opposition and just continue forward in your spiritual journey. So which means that for Meena, transformation is still on the cards for the next 2.5 years, but still there will be major progress that is made psychologically this year. This was what was Vishwavasu Samvat for all the 12 signs. Stay tuned to this channel, because every week we will be bringing in more and more results and more guidance to how to handle all the turbulence or differences that might be caused by these planets. So until I see you next time, please take care and Sarvepi Sukhinaha Santu.